Greetings. There's a wonderful philosophy that has to do with living and orienting ourselves to upstream existence rather than downstream. Upstream, we have this beautiful, pristine river valley, surrounded by verdant mountains, beautiful wildflowers and trees. There's a river running through the valley, and you can hear the water, and there's rocks and all natural features, beautiful. And it's pristine. Everything lives in harmony there in that upstream river valley. That upstream river valley represents our life before we make decisions. All of those decisions will end up downstream. Most people live downstream, dealing with the consequences of their upstream behavior. There's an amazing environmentalist, a very powerful woman named Vandana Shiva. Vandana Shiva says, human beings are the only species that shits upstream from where they eat. We know that we need clean food, healthy food. We know that we need clean water. We know that we need to breathe well. But we take actions, we make decisions that pollute our food, pollute our air, and pollute our water. And we deal in the downstream. We live in the downstream consequences of those decisions that we make as individuals and as a society. The problem with living downstream is you're constantly putting out fires. You constantly feel like you're swimming upstream against the current, but you never quite get upstream. The very fortunate among us will have a consequence downstream, and they will right the ship. They will turn their life around, and they will move back into upstream living, upstream mentality. And they will begin to make the right decisions which lead to a beautiful, pristine downstream existence, as well as the beautiful upstream river valley. However, most folks are stuck downstream, putting out one fire after the next. What does it look like? It looks like overwhelm. It looks like constantly feeling like there's not enough time in the day. High levels of stress. Emotional and mental illness, physical illness. At first, it's small, headache, a lot of gas, or I don't digest my food very well, or I'm constipated all the time. Later on, it becomes a little bit more severe when you really have issues. In addiction, we live completely downstream, in active addiction. We're not even thinking about getting back upstream. We're just trying to make things work in a really, really poor downstream environment. We don't have the awareness, we don't have the opportunity, we don't have the energy and strength and the wherewithal to get ourselves back upstream. There is a way to turn that all around, and it begins with the breath and the practice of yoga, with a very conscious approach to living that includes an ethical foundation beneath it. And it allows us to finally deal with the fires and the problems and the consequences of our previous behavior, but actually to adopt an upstream approach and mentality that help us to restore both the pristine river valley and everything that happens downstream from it. So this is an invitation into first, an understanding of this concept of upstream, downstream, and next, to begin to reprioritize our life in such a way that we can get back upstream and start making decisions that are going to lead to our health, our well-being, our centeredness, our connectedness, and a whole lot of enjoyment of this life filled with love. Sending you my best and hoping to connect real soon. Namaste and Satnam.